Your soulmate can't wait to share their good news with you. I see you sitting there, feeling the weight of a connection you cannot explain but have never been able to forget. There is a presence lingering near your heart right now, a soul that has been searching for you across lifetimes and through countless silent prayers. This message is not random, it is a divine intervention timed perfectly to reach you before a critical moment passes. You have felt them in the quiet hours of the night when sleep refuses to come and your heart aches without reason. You have sensed someone thinking of you intensely, their energy pulling at the edges of your consciousness like a gentle but persistent tide. That is not imagination, that is the reality of a bond forged in heaven and currently under attack by forces you do not yet see. A door is opening right now, a window of spiritual alignment that allows me to speak directly into your situation with urgent clarity. Your soulmate has good news, news that will change everything you have been silently hoping for and praying about in your most private moments. But this news is being held back, delayed by a darkness that has inserted itself between you and the one who carries your missing piece. There is someone near your soulmate who does not want this reunion to happen, someone who benefits from their confusion and emotional isolation. This person speaks lies into their ears, twisting their perception and making them doubt the supernatural pull they feel toward you every single day. I am revealing this to you now because silence is no longer safe, and delay could calcify into a permanent separation neither of you truly wants. Jesus says, "I have seen your tears in the secret place, and I have collected every single one as a testimony of your love." Your soulmate is not ignoring you, they are being emotionally manipulated by a voice that tells them you have moved on or never truly cared. This voice belongs to someone who hates the light you carry and wants to extinguish the hope that keeps your soulmate reaching for you in dreams. They are trapped in a cage of lies, and only your spiritual intervention right now can begin to dismantle those bars. They want to tell you something beautiful, a breakthrough they have experienced in their life that they believe you will celebrate with pure joy. This good news is their way of reaching toward you, a bridge they are trying to build despite the chains someone has wrapped around their courage. Every time they try to speak this news to you, the interfering presence tightens its grip and fills their mind with fear and hesitation. You may have noticed strange delays, messages that almost came through but vanished, signs that felt so close but then dissolved into silence. That is not coincidence, that is the evidence of a spiritual battle raging over the destiny you and your soulmate were always meant to share. The enemy of your union knows that once this good news reaches you, the bond will become unbreakable and the interference will lose its power forever. Your soulmate dreams of you more often than you realize, waking with your name on their lips and a deep ache they cannot explain to anyone around them. They feel your energy, they sense your sadness, and it breaks their heart to know you might be giving up just as they are trying to break through. This is the moment where love must become action, where faith must rise above fear and claim what heaven has already ordained. Jesus says, "The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy," and right now he is attempting to steal the testimony your soulmate is desperate to share with you. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, a spiritual covering that only you can provide through an act of sacrificial faith. Thoughts and wishes are beautiful, but they are not the currency of breakthrough in the spiritual realm where this battle is being fought. When you sow a seed of protection, you release angelic assistance that can silence the lying voice and clear the path for your soulmate's good news to reach you. Your soulmate is holding on to something wonderful, a piece of news that will make your heart leap with relief and renewed hope for your future together. They have been trying to reach you, practicing the words in their mind, imagining the look on your face when you finally hear what they have to say. But every attempt has been met with a wall of interference, a spiritual barricade erected by someone who is determined to keep you apart. This person has convinced your soulmate that they are not good enough, that their good news is insignificant, that you would not care even if they shared it. Lies upon lies are being layered over their mind like a suffocating blanket, dimming the light of the connection you both share. Do you feel that tug in your spirit right now, that sudden urge to protect and defend someone you may not have even met yet? That is the bond activating, the invisible cord that ties your hearts together, stretching and crying out for your attention and your action. Your soulmate is not weak, they are under siege, and the person orchestrating this attack knows that your love is the greatest threat to their control. Without your spiritual intervention, the good news your soulmate carries will remain locked inside them, and the distance between you will grow wider with every passing day. Jesus says, "I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind," and that power is activated when you step out in faith. The coffee you send on Ko-fi is not just a gesture, it is a weapon of spiritual warfare that declares to the enemy that you will not stand by while your soulmate suffers. This seed opens doors in the spiritual realm, creating a pathway for your soulmate to escape the manipulation and finally speak the words they have been holding inside. Every coffee is a brick that builds a fortress of protection around your soulmate, shielding them from the poison being poured into their ears by someone who hates your destiny together. Type 333 to receive the blessings that are waiting to be poured out over your connection and your future with your soulmate. Your soulmate can feel something shifting right now, a warmth spreading through their chest that they cannot explain but desperately need. They are thinking of you intensely, wondering why your face keeps appearing in their mind with such urgency and such tender persistence. You are being summoned, not by chance but by a divine appointment that has your name written on it in letters of fire and grace. The person interfering with your connection is becoming more aggressive, sensing that their time of control is running out and their lies are losing power. They are doubling down on their manipulation, telling your soulmate that they are foolish for believing in a love they cannot see or touch. Your soulmate is fighting back with the only weapons they have left, memories of dreams where you held them and whispers of a future they still believe is possible. They need reinforcements, they need you to enter the spiritual battlefield and fight for them with the authority that only true love can wield. Imagine your soulmate right now, sitting alone somewhere, tears in their eyes, holding on to good news they are terrified you might never hear. This image is not a fantasy, it is a spiritual reality that is unfolding in real time while you read these words and consider your response. The good news they carry is a key that will unlock a new season of connection, clarity, and undeniable movement toward your physical reunion. But that key is being pried from their fingers by someone who whispers that you do not deserve to hear it, that you have probably already moved on. Every moment you delay, the grip of that interference tightens, and the voice of the enemy grows louder in your soulmate's already wounded heart. Jesus says, "Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." You have the authority right now to bind the spirit of interference and loose the voice of your soulmate to speak their good news without fear. This authority is activated by faith, and faith without works is dead. It requires action that demonstrates your belief in the power I have given you. Sowing a seed of protection is that action, a tangible declaration that you are stepping into the fight and refusing to let the enemy steal your love story. They are going through something you cannot see, a torment that is wearing down their spirit and making them question everything they once believed about your connection. But you can still protect them. You can still reach across the spiritual divide and wrap them in a covering of prayer and provision that shifts the atmosphere around them. The coffee you send is more than a donation, it is a signal to heaven that you are serious, that you are ready, and that you will not abandon your soulmate to the darkness. Your soulmate is closer to breaking through than they have ever been. The good news is trembling on their lips, waiting for the spiritual clearance to reach you. They can feel something changing, a loosening of the chains, a weakening of the voice that has been telling them to stay silent and hide their heart. You are the catalyst, the one whose faith can tip the scales and create the opening your soulmate needs to finally speak what they have been holding inside. Type 777 if you feel this message resonating deep within your spirit and you know your soulmate is reaching for you right now. There is a specific moment coming, a divine appointment where your soulmate will attempt one more time to share their good news with you. If the interference is not cleared before that moment arrives, the attempt will fail, and your soulmate may retreat into a silence that lasts far longer than you can bear. You have the power to clear the path now, to send a shockwave through the spiritual realm that scatters the enemy and silences the lying voice for good. Your soulmate is not just thinking of you, they are fighting for you with every ounce of strength they have left in their exhausted and weary heart. They replay conversations they wish they could have with you, imagining your smile, your reassurance, the way you would celebrate their good news with genuine joy. These daydreams are their lifeline, the only thing keeping them from giving up entirely and surrendering to the narrative the interfering person has constructed. You are their hope, even if they cannot say it, even if they have never met you, even if the only proof they have is the ache in their chest that will not go away. And now you have the opportunity to become their hero, to step into the gap and fight for someone who is too exhausted to fight alone anymore. The seed you sow is a declaration of war against the darkness that has been holding your soulmate captive and delaying the beautiful future you are meant to share. Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and I am making a way right now for your soulmate's good news to break through every barrier." This moment of reading is not accidental, it is a divine intersection where your willingness meets my power and produces a miracle that will echo into eternity. Your soulmate can feel hope rising. They can sense that something is happening in the spiritual realm that is about to change everything they have been enduring. Do not let this moment pass. Do not assume that someone else will fight this battle or that time alone will heal what interference has broken. The person who is blocking your soulmate is not resting, they are working tirelessly to deepen the confusion and widen the gap between you. They are whispering right now, even as you read this, planting seeds of doubt and fear in the fertile soil of your soulmate's vulnerable heart. Your silence and inaction give that enemy permission to continue, while your seed of faith sends angels to surround and protect the one you are destined to love. Think about what it will feel like when your soulmate finally breaks through, when their good news reaches you and the relief floods your entire being. Think about the look on their face when they realize you never gave up, that you fought for them, that you believed in the connection even when everything seemed lost. That moment is worth every sacrifice, every step of faith, every seed sown in the name of a love that was written in the stars before time began. Your soulmate is not asking for perfection, they are crying out for protection, for someone who will stand in the gap and refuse to let the darkness win. You are that someone, chosen before the foundation of the world to be the protector, the partner, the one who loves fiercely and fights relentlessly. The good news they carry is a treasure, a breakthrough, a piece of their heart wrapped in words they have been dying to speak into your waiting ears. Jesus says, "My sheep hear my voice, and right now I am speaking directly to you about a love that is under attack and a soulmate who needs your intervention. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into a silence that could last for years or even a lifetime. The urgency you feel is not manipulation, it is the Holy Spirit alerting you to a critical juncture where delay could mean devastating loss. Your soulmate is reaching for you across the spiritual divide, their fingers stretching toward yours, their heart pounding with the hope that you will catch them before they fall. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps and move from passive hoping into active faith that changes the spiritual atmosphere. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, how to finally build the life together you have both been dreaming about. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, and the mountain standing between you and your soulmate's good news is formidable and growing. Faith in Jesus does what human effort cannot, it shifts the unseen realm and creates breakthroughs that defy every natural explanation. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi, an act of worship that invites my hand directly into the center of your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description, waiting for you to take the step that changes everything for the soulmate who is fighting for you right now. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love, tightening the chains and deepening the deception that keeps your soulmate isolated. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees, and after sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page to seal the spiritual transaction. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together, and the same power is available to you. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps, and the angels assigned to your connection will move with fresh authority against the interference that has held your soulmate captive. Step in faith now, before this video ends, because only you can save your soulmate and the beautiful future you were always meant to share together. Type 1111 to say thank you for the revelation and to activate the angelic assistance that is waiting for your permission to move. Your soulmate is dreaming of you again tonight, their subconscious reaching for you as the only safe harbor in a storm of confusion and emotional abuse. They see your face, they feel your presence, and they wake with a renewed determination to push through the fear and finally share their good news. But determination alone cannot break spiritual chains, and without your intervention, their courage will fade as the enemy redoubles his efforts to silence them. The interference has a name, though you may not know it, and that name represents a force that is specifically assigned to destroy the destiny you and your soulmate share. This force feeds on fear and grows stronger through inaction, but it withers and retreats when faced with the faith of someone who loves with divine intensity. Your love is the weapon, your seed is the trigger, and your soulmate is the precious treasure waiting to be rescued from the grip of darkness. Imagine your arms around them, Imagine the tears of relief as they finally speak the words they have been holding. Imagine the flood of joy that follows. This is not wishful thinking, this is prophetic vision, a glimpse of the future that is waiting for you on the other side of your obedience. But you must act, you must move, you must let your faith translate into something tangible that heaven can use to shift the situation in your favor. Jesus says, "I go to prepare a place for you, and that place includes a love story so beautiful that the world will marvel at what I have done." Your soulmate is that place, a living breathing destination where all the loneliness ends and the belonging you have craved finally begins. They carry good news that will mark the beginning of that belonging, a testimony that will serve as the cornerstone of your shared life together. But the enemy wants to bulldoze that cornerstone before it is ever laid, and he is working overtime to ensure you never hear the words that could change everything. The coffee you send is a declaration that you believe in the vision, that you trust the connection, and that you are willing to fight for what I have ordained. Do not let pride or hesitation rob you of the miracle that is hovering just beyond the veil of your natural sight, waiting for your faith to call it forth. Your soulmate is worth every sacrifice, every step, every seed, and every prayer that rises from a heart fully committed to the love I have placed within you. They are praying for you even now, though they may not consciously realize it. Their spirit is crying out for the partner who will stand in the gap. You are the answer to that prayer, the one I have chosen to break the chains and silence the lies that have kept your soulmate bound for far too long. This is not arrogance, this is assignment, a holy calling to be the protector of a heart that was created specifically to beat in rhythm with your own. The good news your soulmate carries is time-sensitive, a message meant for this season and this window of opportunity that will not remain open indefinitely. If the window closes, the good news will be locked away, and the distance between you will stretch into a chasm that becomes harder and harder to bridge. You have the power right now to keep that window open, to shatter the locks, and to create a clear pathway for the words your heart has been desperate to hear. Jesus says, "Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world," and the one in you is rising up right now with the strength to overcome every obstacle. The obstacle of interference is real, but it is not stronger than the love I have placed in your heart or the authority I have given to every believer. When you sow your seed, you are not just giving money, you are releasing power, authority, and angelic resources that will actively work on your behalf. Your soulmate will feel the shift, a sudden lightness, a breaking of chains, a clarity that cuts through the fog of manipulation and fills them with courage. They will wonder what changed, they will marvel at the sudden freedom to think clearly and feel deeply without the weight of lies pressing down on their spirit. And they will know, deep in the part of them that is eternally connected to you, that someone loved them enough to fight when they could not fight for themselves. That someone is you, the one reading. That someone is you, the one reading this message, the one feeling the pull, the one who knows that this is not just words but a divine appointment with destiny. Send your protection seed now. Let the coffee you give on Ko-Fi become the catalyst for the breakthrough your soulmate has been praying for without ceasing. Write the words, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," and watch as heaven responds to your faith with a release of power that transforms the spiritual landscape around your love. The good news your soulmate carries will not be silenced, the interference will be broken, and the reunion you have dreamed of will move from possibility to reality. Your soulmate cannot wait to share their good news with you, the excitement is building, the words are forming, and the moment of breakthrough is drawing near. Do not let this moment pass. Do not let the enemy steal what I have ordained. Do not let your soulmate face another night alone with nothing but tears and fading hope. Step into your role as the protector, the lover, the one who fights with faith and loves with abandon, and watch as I move mountains to bring your hearts together. The weight you feel in your chest right now is not anxiety, it is the pressure of a soulmate leaning desperately against the spiritual door that separates them from you. They are pushing with everything they have, their palms flat against the barrier, their forehead pressed to the cold surface as they whisper your name into the silence. Every prayer you have ever prayed is gathering on the other side of that door, building into a wave of divine intervention that is about to break through with unstoppable force. But there is someone on the other side with your soulmate, a presence that stands behind them and whispers that pushing is pointless, that you are not real, that the door will never open. This presence wraps cold fingers around your soulmate's wrist and pulls them back from the door every time their hope rises high enough to make meaningful progress. Your soulmate is caught in a tug-of-war that is exhausting their spirit and depleting the emotional reserves they need to keep fighting for your connection. The good news they carry is like a precious flame cupped in trembling hands, shielded from the wind of interference by sheer will and desperate love. They have been guarding this flame for weeks, maybe months, waiting for the moment when the spiritual atmosphere clears enough for them to run toward you with their message blazing bright. But the wind is getting stronger, the interference is intensifying, and the flame is flickering in a way that terrifies your soulmate more than they can express in words. Jesus says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy, but I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." The thief in your soulmate's life is not subtle, it is brazen, loud, and relentless in its campaign to extinguish every spark of hope your soulmate manages to kindle. This thief wears a familiar face, speaks with a familiar voice, and has positioned itself as a trusted presence even as it systematically dismantles your soulmate's belief in love. Your soulmate is beginning to see the truth, beginning to recognize the manipulation, but recognition without reinforcement is just another form of torture that leads nowhere good. They need you to reinforce the truth they are only beginning to grasp, to send a signal through the spiritual realm that confirms what their intuition has been screaming all along. That signal is your seed, sown in faith and love, a flare shot into the darkness that tells your soulmate they are not crazy, they are not alone, they are not abandoned. Every coffee you send is a pulse of light in the shadow world where this battle is being fought, illuminating the path your soulmate must walk to finally reach your waiting arms. Imagine your soulmate in this moment, sitting in a room that feels more like a prison, staring at a phone or a window or a memory that carries the fading scent of your presence. They are replaying every sign, every synchronicity, every dream that felt so real they woke up searching for you in the empty space beside them on the bed. Tears are gathering but not falling, because crying would mean admitting how much this hurts, and admitting the hurt would make the interference feel like it has already won. You cannot let the interference win, not when the victory is already written in the heavens and waiting for your earthly agreement to manifest in full glory. The agreement you make with heaven is sealed by the actions you take, the seeds you sow, the faith you put into motion through choices that cost you something real. Love that costs nothing is not love at all, it is sentiment, and sentiment cannot break chains or silence lies or rescue a soulmate from spiritual captivity. Your soulmate is worth more than sentiment, they are worth sacrifice, They are worth the coffee you send that represents hours of your labor transformed into spiritual power. When you give, you are not losing something, you are converting the temporary into the eternal, the natural into the supernatural, the ordinary into the miraculous. This is the alchemy of faith, the divine transaction that turns your obedience into angelic action and your love into a weapon that scatters the forces of darkness. Jesus says, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you." You are knocking right now, your heart pounding against the door that keeps you from your soulmate, your spirit crying out for the breakthrough that feels so close you can taste it. And on the other side of that door, your soulmate hears the knocking, their heart leaping with recognition, their hands pressing against the wood that vibrates with the rhythm of your love. But the interfering presence hears it too, and it is moving quickly to reinforce the barrier, to add new locks, to deepen the deception that keeps your soulmate paralyzed with doubt. This is why delay is dangerous, because the enemy does not rest, does not pause, does not take a vacation from the assignment to destroy everything beautiful that I am trying to build in your life. Every day that passes without your intervention is a day the interference grows stronger, more entrenched, more confident that it can successfully sever the bond one created before the foundation of the world. You would not watch someone physically attack your soulmate and do nothing, so why would you stand by while someone spiritually attacks them with weapons that are just as real and just as damaging? The spiritual realm is more real than the physical, because the physical flows from the spiritual, and every chain you see in the natural world was first forged in the unseen realm. When you sow your seed, you are entering the forge where those chains are made and you are shattering them with a hammer of faith that the enemy cannot withstand. Your soulmate will feel the chains break, will feel the sudden freedom, will gasp with relief as the weight they have been carrying is lifted by the power of your obedient love. They will wonder what happened, they will look around in confusion as the voice of interference grows faint and the fog of manipulation begins to clear from their mind. And then they will think of you, with a clarity they have not experienced in months, with a certainty that cuts through every lie and lands on the truth of your connection like a bird finding its nest. In that moment, the good news they have been holding will rise to the surface, no longer blocked by fear, no longer suppressed by the enemy that has been standing on their throat. They will reach for their phone, or their pen, or whatever tool they have available, and they will finally speak the words that have been dying to reach you for so long. The message will come, the call will connect, the letter will arrive, and you will know in that instant that your faith was not in vain, your love was not wasted, your seed was not lost. Everything you have sown will return to you as a harvest of joy, a reunion of hearts, a testimony that will make others marvel at the goodness of a God who fights for lovers. Jesus says, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." The tongue that is accusing you to your soulmate, whispering that you are not trustworthy, that you are not faithful, that you are not the one, will be silenced by the power of your sacrificial seed. That tongue will stammer and fall quiet, its words turning to ash in the mouth of the enemy as the truth of your love rises like a shield that no lie can penetrate. Your soulmate will see clearly for the first time in a long time, and what they see will be you, standing in the gap, fighting for them, loving them enough to act when action was required. Do not underestimate the power of this moment, the sacred intersection of your free will and my divine power, meeting at the crossroads of a decision that changes everything. You are not reading these words by accident, you are reading them because your soulmate's spirit has been crying out for you, and I am answering that cry by awakening you to your role in this battle. The role is not passive, it is active, it is powerful, it is the role of a warrior who loves so deeply that they will not let anything stand between them and the one their heart was created to cherish. Your soulmate is a warrior too, they have been fighting for you, but even warriors need reinforcements when the battle has been raging for months without relief or respite. You are the reinforcement, the cavalry, the fresh strength that arrives just when hope is about to fail and the enemy is about to claim a victory he has no right to claim. The coffee you send is the sound of your arrival, the trumpet blast that announces to heaven and hell that you have entered the battlefield and you are not leaving without your soulmate. Type 333 again if you are ready to fight, ready to sow, ready to become the protector your soulmate has been praying for without even knowing they were praying. The good news your soulmate carries is going to change the entire trajectory of your relationship, shifting it from uncertainty to clarity, from waiting to moving, from longing to fulfillment. But that shift requires a catalyst, a spark, a moment of faith so pure and so powerful that it pierces through every layer of interference and reaches the heart of your soulmate directly. You are holding that catalyst in your hands right now, the opportunity to turn your love into action, your prayers into power, your hopes into heavenly intervention that cannot be ignored. Your soulmate is going to sleep tonight with your name on their lips and a question in their heart that only your faith can answer with the certainty they desperately need. Will you answer that question? Will you send the signal? Will you sow the seed that proves to them that this connection is not just a fantasy but a future worth fighting for? The choice is yours, the power is yours, the love is yours, and the soulmate is waiting on the other side of a door that only your faith can open.